Mama, that tree belongs grandpa's family entirely. Then prove yourself worthy before my daughter.
Mama, stop humiliating him before neighbors arrive. Silence. Your husband must suffer respectfully first.
In a quiet Lagos compound, just before sunrise, a wedding day was already losing its peace. What should have been a celebration of love was quietly turning into something else. Because sometimes, the real battles begin before the ceremony. The tension didn't wait. It grew quickly, feeding on pride, control, and silent judgment. And before anyone could stop it, humiliation had already taken center stage. She stood there, watching everything unfold, torn between loyalty and love, knowing that one decision could change everything. But fear kept her silent. And like every Lagos street, nothing stays private for long. Eyes watched, voices whispered, because where there is drama, there is always an audience. One moment, one choice, that was all it would take to turn a simple morning into a story nobody would forget. But beneath the surface, something deeper was waiting, a secret, carefully hidden. And secrets never stay buried forever. The tree stood there quietly, like it always had. But what it covered was never meant to be revealed. And just like that, the past began to rise again. Slowly, dangerously, like something waking from sleep. Control started slipping away. And for the first time, fear replaced authority. Because truth was getting closer. When truth begins to knock, silence is no longer enough. And in that moment, everyone knew something was wrong. The cracks were visible now, small at first, but impossible to ignore. Because lies, no matter how strong, always find a way to break. One confession, careless and unplanned, was all it took to shake everything. And suddenly, nothing felt safe anymore. Before vows could be spoken, something else arrived. Not joy, not peace, but consequences. And still, in the middle of chaos, love refused to move. It stood its ground, stronger than anyone expected. No more hiding, no more pretending. The moment had come for everything to be revealed. The truth wasn't gone. It was only buried, waiting, patient. Everyone watched closely now. No laughter, no distractions, just silence and anticipation. And then, it happened. The past finally came into the light. No more secrets, no more hiding. Proof doesn't argue. It doesn't beg. It simply exists. And forces everyone to accept it. In one moment, everything changed. The story they believed was no longer true. What began as whispers became accusations. And suddenly, everyone had something to say. Beliefs shattered. Truth replaced comfort. And reality became impossible to ignore. Truth demanded answers. Not tomorrow. Not later, but now. Some secrets are protected for years, but when they fall completely. And behind it all was fear. Fear of exposure. Fear of losing everything. The celebration was gone. In its place stood embarrassment. Public, loud, unavoidable. But even then, love refused to run. It stayed when everything else collapsed. Because real commitment is not tested in comfort. It is tested in chaos. And finally, consequences arrived. Not quietly, but fully. Even in disgrace, pride held on, refusing to bend, refusing to learn. Power tried to step in, to control the narrative, to rewrite the truth. But truth cannot be negotiated. It stands, whether accepted or not. Some actions leave scars that never fade, and abandonment is one of them. Wealth built on secrets never stands forever, because truth always collects its debt. Everything familiar felt different now, because illusions had finally disappeared. The law stepped in, order replaced chaos, but damage had already been done. Even in shame, there was still humanity, still compassion, still emotion, and in that moment, love became strength, not weakness, not escape. From the ruins, something new began, not perfect, but real, because life moves forward, whether you're ready or not. Even in downfall, some people hold on to appearance, as if it can save them. But happiness requires courage, and courage demands choice. Truth challenged everything, every lie, every excuse, every illusion, and for once, power was held accountable, publicly, completely. Forgiveness did not come easily, because some wounds take time, but respect was finally earned, not demanded, not forced.